Hello, I'm going to lead you through how to use Planning Center's app called Music Stand, which is what we use for our rehearsals and our live services to view all of our chord charts and lyrics for our instrumentalists and singers. Okay, just a quick note, we don't use services for live or for rehearsals. That's more to see scheduling and to set things up. But once they're all set up and you've accepted or declined things, this is where we want to go. Now, when you log in here, I'm just going to show you what the startup screen will look like. It's going to look like this. And so you can add your email and then your password. If you don't remember your password, you can also click to get a new password, or you can also let myself or someone in the worship arts know, and we will send out a new an email for you to reset your password. All right, so I've already logged in here under our worship arts user, but it's really important that we want everyone to log in under their username. This way you can make notes and changes and they're saved to your user, and then it doesn't affect anyone else on the team as you're making those changes. So you can see here that I have been scheduled for this coming Sunday, and so that's shows up on the right hand side here. Also, if you have kind of more of an editor or schedule view, you can potentially see all of the other plans that we have, but this would be more for people that have higher authorization. But for most of our singers and musicians, you're just going to see the plans that you have scheduled here. All right, and so let's go ahead and click on this schedule. Actually, let's go back to the hamburger one. If someone else is logged in when you open this at a rehearsal, you can just click this button and log out, and then you can log in as yourself. All right, so let's go into October 6th here, and so when I click on it, you can see, oh, there's no songs added yet. So I'm actually going to go to a previous one here just to show what this looks like, okay? And so you can scroll up and down and just see the whole service order, but primarily we are looking at these songs. Now, sometimes you will see that it just has the lyrics, which if you're a singer, that might be all that you want. But as a musician, you're probably going to want the chord charts. So again, you just click on that little blue downward arrow, and that will allow you to select either the chart or the lyrics or whatever is in there, okay? And so let's go in and look at this song here. So because I have my iPad in horizontal view, you can have 2 pages. But when I have it in the vertical view, it just focuses in on 1 page. All right, lots of times, at least for the iPads in our main sanctuary, we can do horizontal view, and then what you can also do is once everything's set up, you can click these little 3 buttons at the top and do split view, and then open the monitor app. And so then you can have your monitors on one side, and you can change the faders there, and then have your charts on the other side. You can also use your fingers and pinch and expand to get the chart to where you want it, and then you can just click the save button, and then you have it that way as well. All right, but for today we are just going to close this one, and we'll just see this in the full view this way. Alrighty, so as you can see, the edit that I made there to that sheet has changed. If I wanted to see a little bit more, for example, it's really important sometimes to be able to see the song sequence here at the top. And so this allows us to just kind of follow what our plan is for this song. Doesn't mean we'll always follow the plan, but that's, at least we have a plan, right? So you've got that there. And then you can either swipe with your finger or just kind of click on either side of the screen, and it will go and advance to the next page. All right. So that's basically the very basic functions that you can see here, okay? If you click in the middle of your page, you'll see this bar come up, and this gives us a lot more different options, okay? So one of the options would be if something's changed and we need to refresh, we're gonna hit the back button. And then if a new song was in here, I would take my finger and I would touch it and I would pull down, and you could see that little spinny wheel, and it updates any changes that have been made to the songs or the keys or stuff like that, all right? So let's say that in this song here, I thank God, that I want to change the key, right? So let's say it's in the key of C, and I want to play it on my guitar in the key of G. And so again, when it's just like this, you don't see it, but when I click and that blue bar comes down, I can now click on that little key symbol, it shows the chord that we're in, and I could say, well, I want to play this in the key of G, and then I'm going to capo on the 5th fret, let's say, if that's right. I can't think right now. So now all of a sudden it automatically converts all the chords to the key of G. All right. This only works when we have inputted our own chord charts, where if we have added a chord chart from Song Select, for example, let's see if I can find one in here from a recent thing. Let's see. There we go, Gratitude. So notice how this one here says chord chart in G. When it has this type of title, chord chart in whatever key, those are the chord charts that we have inputted ourselves, okay? And they look like that. Here is a lead sheet, and we'll show, let's say again, oh, I didn't want the lead sheet, so I'm just gonna click in the middle here, bring this downward button, and I just want the chord chart. Now, most songs do not have the lead sheet. This would have been put in for a special instance. Maybe we had the choir or something. And so, but I just want the chord chart. So I've clicked on that, and it returns to the chord chart. There we go. So we've got the chord chart. And so let's keep going on here. Gratitude. So now you can see the difference. This is a Song Select sheet. You can usually tell it's got Song Select up there. It's all just one color. We don't have the chords in blue or anything like that. And also it doesn't have the song sequence in it, okay? And you also cannot change the key the way that you can directly in the app here. The worship leader or person organizing would have to go in and manually change the key in Planning Center, and then we'd have to update it. Okay, but that kind of shows you the difference, but they're both still there, and that's some of the stuff that you will see. So let's look at a few things here. When we have this blue button, so we've got the back, or the blue top bar. We've got the back button, which we've gone over. We have this middle button, which usually gives the title, chord chart in G, for whatever we're looking at. And then we've got a few more options here, right? For me, because I am an editor, I can actually edit the chords and lyrics. You probably won't have that ability. But I can go into different annotators, right? And I can pull up different people that have made annotations. So I could look at Jason Mueller, one of our drummers. What did he put in here, right? He didn't add a whole lot, but they're doing this bridge 8 times total, and he's going back in on the 4th is when he comes in, right? So he just added a little note there. So you can actually bring up other people's annotations if you think that's good. All right, annotations. What is that? How can you put in stuff that you want to know? Or notes, I should say, for the chord chart. Well, that's where we go over here, and we're going to use this little pencil tool, right? And now this is saving my own annotations. And so we've got 3 different little icons here. The first one is where I can select a highlighter, colored marker, a pen, all of these different things, right? So let's say I want to highlight something. I could click that. and then I know maybe, okay, this is a really important part, or I'm going to sing here. And so I can actually just put my finger over there and highlight that. And the more that I go over it, the darker it gets, right? And so, or I could just have a nice little highlight there. Okay, so that would be one thing that you can do. You can also undo the last thing you did, or you can clear everything. I just want to clear this page. There we go. So it's all cleared again, right? So we've got this one here, which again, you can choose a color. You've got more options here. You can draw with your finger. You can do pencil settings, all of that type of stuff, right? So I'm just gonna say hi here. Oh, is this gonna come up? Let's see. There we go. There. Oh, all right. So I'm doing this with the mouse, so mouse kind of feels weird, but you can just use your finger and make notes just like that, right? Another thing you can do is use this text thing, which might be a little bit easier if you're wanting to make smaller notes or something, right? And so we can increase the size of what we're writing, and then we've got our keyboard here, and I can say sing chorus unison. I could do something like that, right? And hit return, which gives me another line, and say, you know, second time harmony or something like that, right? And then I hit done, or I can just use the keyboard symbol down here, but let's just click done. All right, I could also change the color of this, and let's say I want it to be red, right? And so I can make that red. And then I can also, once I'm done, can grab this. Oh, is it gonna let me grab it and move it around? Maybe not on here. Let's see. No. Here. On a computer using the web browser, you can actually move stuff around if you want. So, but there we go, we've got that. I can go in though and I can make it smaller. I can copy it. So anyhow, that just gives you a few ideas of what you can do using notes, all right? When you are at home, so let's just say done, and you've got a few other options for practicing at home. If we've got this song in Planning Center, you can actually play it out and play along to it, right? And you can repeat the song. You can actually also just key in maybe one part that you want to practice, and then it'll only repeat that one part. Let the king of my heart be the way. Get even closer. Inside my sails, the anchor in the right, so then it'll just go over that one part. All right, so that gives you, that's the player there. And so then you can also, to hide that, you just hit that and it goes away. We've also got a metronome that you can use to play along to, so that you know you're playing it at the right tempo. All right. Yeah, and so this automatically has the tempo for that. We've got that sync button, which we don't have to worry about because we're not using Ableton. For this, you can do a few different types, right? You can also change the tempo if you want to practice maybe a little slower. So you can grab this button and slow it down, and you just kind of go around and it really slows down. Yeah. Alrighty, that is the metronome for practicing at home. And all right, we're going to X that out, and that gives you basically all that you can do in the chord charts here. I'm just trying to think. We can also edit and reorder pages. So you'll see we have 2 pages here. Maybe we're only doing, let's say, let's look here. Maybe they're only doing this one bridge, and of course we don't even need the 3rd page. So we can go into reorder pages, and I am going to get rid of page 1. And so now I only see page 2, and then it just goes to the previous song, right? And then I only have that 1 page. And then if you see something like this and you're like, what happened to my first page? You can go back in and reorder pages, and it will show that I have, oh, sorry, never mind. This is looking at King of My Heart. So let's go back here, gratitude. There we go, reorder pages. So it's gonna show me I have page 2, but I want page 1. So I'm gonna bring page 1 back up. And I think you just double click it, click and drag. What's going on here? Add page by dragging them up. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to do it. Well, anyhow, you should be able to drag it up. Page 1. All pages. Yeah, won't let me do it. I don't know if it's because I'm using this mouse or something. Cancel, done. Yeah, anyhow. That should work, but it is not. So you should be able to just click and drag that back in, and then you'll be able to see that. Hopefully that works for you better than it's working for me. Alrighty, I think there's not a whole lot in there, but that at least gives you the different aspects of what you can do in Music Stand. There's been a few times where people have logged in and they don't see any chord charts or anything. They just have the title. It is a weird glitch that I haven't fully figured out, but if that happens, we either have to log in as a different user until I can get that user or your user fixed, so to make sure that you can see those chords. Hopefully this is helpful. If you do have any questions, whether it's during a rehearsal or practicing at home, please feel free to reach out to me or reach out someone at rehearsal and just ask someone next to you, hey, I'm having trouble with my Music Stand, and I'm sure somebody can help you out, but don't go too long without having all of the stuff in front of you that you need. Make sure you reach out for help. And hopefully this has been helpful to you. Yeah, we've got the hamburger sign. You can also potentially play around with different things. I don't know if everybody has the ability to see different songs. That might just be people that are editors and schedulers, stuff like that. Let's move that hamburger. You can also open it in services, but typically we don't want you to have to do that. This gives you the whole playlist again. You can also change from I can't think and listen to music at the same time. You can go from the nighttime, which is nice and black, or you can do nice and the daytime. But that doesn't actually affect the chord charts. It only affects this one screen, for example. So yeah.